Hey guys, I hope you're all well. Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do more of like a mum focused Q&A video, and I felt like I haven't talked about being a mum for a while and just about Indy, or like done any videos about me and Indy together or anything. And because Indy's now almost 1.5, I feel like it's quite a different age than when I did my last like baby focused videos, because yeah, obviously she's growing and changing all the time, just to help any other mums out there as well. I speak to so many people in real life as well who all agree that it's so much more helpful to hear women speaking honestly about how they're finding motherhood. So, and that doesn't always mean negatively. I asked you guys for your questions, and I've picked out some of what I think the best questions are, so I'm gonna go through them. Oh, in case you're wondering, my top, oh my god, I love it, it's from Nasty Girl. Look at the sleeves, it's so cute. It's actually a body, so you like tuck it into like jeans or whatever. But how pretty is it? I'll link it down below. Simone asks, are you enjoying motherhood? Yes, I really am. It has been such a roller coaster, like from the very beginning. I've obviously always loved her so much, but like a lot of it at the beginning is not as enjoyable because it's bloody difficult. The no sleep and like the stress of everything, and you're kind of uncertain about a lot of the things that like the baby you're doing and the baby is doing, and like how to deal with everything. And like I stressed a lot about how other people would think I was parenting her, and if I was being a good mum or like not a good mum. I've never worried as much about online, like people in real life I think I was more like stressed about with judgment, but now I'm just so excited for like all the different ages that she's gonna be. I know that sounds silly, but at 1.5 she's so funny, like she's constantly on the go. She's such a little handful, like it's insane. I feel like she acts like she's already 2 years old. I'm definitely enjoying it. I feel like the only struggle is working from home, being I guess like self-employed, and then but also having a baby. I think people think because I work from home she should be at home with me, but I would get nothing done if she was at home. So yeah, it's weird, like it's a weird kind of misconception about like working from home and having children. But yeah, anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. May asks, what's something you feel yourself and Jason have appreciated / taken for granted prior to parent life that you've noticed now? Things that we took for granted. Something that I definitely realised I took for granted is weekends. I know that sounds really stupid, and like when you're pregnant and you're like kind of gearing up having a baby, everyone's like you're not gonna have your own time anymore, blah blah blah. So it's like, you know that. And I knew that we wouldn't be able to like go out for dinners, just be like, oh, let's go out for dinner and go and like to the cinema. But for some reason I like didn't think of weekends. Like there are no weekends now. Like in the way that you have like a nice relaxing weekend and kind of do what you want. Like we never have a lie-in, and it's just different. I mean, obviously we can have weekends and do things with her. There's no chill time. There is zero chill time. There was a lot of emphasis put on like you can't go out anymore. And it's like you just get a babysitter, but you don't have chill time, ever. I feel like you kind of swap your weekends for your evenings when they're asleep. Now, if I do go out, I definitely plan for the morning after for her to be looked after, because I don't know how you can have a hangover and look after a 1-year-old. Thanks. Oh, the same girl also asks, this world is nuts. There's so much beauty, but painful realities. Very true. What are you most afraid of for Indy? It's really funny, I was actually saying this the other day. We were with family and I was talking about that. I was like, I don't want her to grow up and realise all the hard things and shit things about life. I think when I was quite young, I had a few bad experiences with friends. I saw them as a friend more than they saw me as a friend, so they didn't really care about me that much. And I'd hate for that to happen to her as well. All the things that I'm scared for her to go through, it's like that is life, and that you have to go through those things to come out the other side and to be a better person. I'm gutted for her to realise what tax is. I want to teach her about tax early on. And you know all those things that you wish you were taught about at school and like no one told you, and then suddenly you just have to deal with them. Periods, like once you realise, oh okay, now every month I'm gonna bleed. The fact that coriander is out there. All I know is that I want to be there for her whenever she is upset or anything about something in her life. I just want to be there for her, and I'm getting emotional. Oh, this is kind of a good question to lead on from it. Chloe asks, what's the best advice you could give to your daughter when she will be bigger? Don't take life too seriously. Like, I don't like people that take life and I don't like people that take themselves too seriously and don't have a laugh about things, because it's like, we're all gonna die. Don't doubt yourself. It just wastes so much time doubting yourself. Don't waste your time trying to control other people. It's clotted cream first and then jam. Do you want more children? And if so, what do you think your ideal age gap between kids would be? Also, has your view on how many kids you want changed since actually having a child? In brackets, my mum originally wanted 4, but then after 2 was like, hell no. Do I want more children? Yes. The ideal age gap we're thinking is like 2 to 3 years. But obviously you can't always plan life. My view on the amount of kids I want has definitely changed since having one, since going through pregnancy and birth. So I used to want 3 or 4 kids. I think 3 was like my golden number. Now it's kind of gone down to 2. Annie asks, what's been the most embarrassing moment with Indy so far? And when I saw this, I was trying to think so hard about what it would be, because I don't get embarrassed that easily. I do, like, say if I like farted somewhere around or something, I would get embarrassed. But I feel like with kids, you lose embarrassment so quickly, and I think especially after giving birth, like going through that in front of someone and in front of like your other half, there's something about someone seeing you in your most vulnerable state, and then everything after that just seems so insignificant. You know, when you're a mom, you're so used to like poo, sick, anything and everything happening that you get desensitized to it really quickly. There's been times where she's like, when she was a few months old, when she's done a poo at a really bad time or something. But Katie asks, in a perfect world, how many kids would you like to have? And she's asked another question, but I've kind of already answered that. But the last bit is, and are you nervous about another pregnancy after how challenging it was with Indy? Which I think is a really good question. And I did not enjoy my pregnancy experience. At like 90% of it I did not enjoy. So I'm kind of like, it does make me a little bit nervous to go through it all again. So much of it was painful for me. I didn't like kind of not being in control of your body. Your body's kind of just doing what it wants. Like, your symptoms can be really different in different pregnancies. So I'm wondering if next time it will be really different. And also, a good thing though, after going through it already, is that, so when you're in a pregnancy and if you're not enjoying it, it feels like you're in it for years. Now, having had Indy, and now that feels like so long ago, and it feels like it went really quick. So I know that I've got that feeling now. This is a good question. Lucy asks, what are your top 3 child-related items you can't live without and would recommend? I have a 6-month-old. Look forward to watching this video. Thanks, girl. 3 items. I really loved, I think it's You and the Sheep. I think we just got it on Amazon. It's a sheep. It plays different sounds. So it plays like white noise and like a heartbeat noise. And we used that, she's still got it now, but we used it for Indy for so long. And I feel like it did help soothe her to sleep. Actually, around 6 months, we used to put food in this newbie. It's like they can hold it and then there's a little net at the top. And then in the net you can put like apple, you can put fruit, veg, and they can eat it without you worrying about them choking on large bits of food or anything. And she really loved that. And it was a really good way to kind of wean her onto new foods. Oh my God, do you know what else has been a lifesaver? So when we started giving her a cup to drink water from and things, there's this, it's like a 360 drinkable cup, but it doesn't spill or anything when you tip it upside down. And that thing is genius. I really liked this question. Deli asks, what were your thoughts when you first found out you were pregnant? That was it. Honestly, shit. Fuck. Lauren asks, do you feel like you lose your identity at all when becoming a mum? If so, how do you deal with that? It was actually so funny, like even from the very beginning, like first few days after she was born, I like started putting all these like comfy cardigans on, and I was just like dressing for like what I thought a new mum should dress like. Everything is so insane, like when you first have your baby, and it's so like all you're doing is literally trying to keep them alive. And it's just such a weird time, because now you know that you are a mum, whereas you knew the person that you were before that, had this whole image built up of who you are. There's so many women who kind of plan to be a mum for years and years, and I was not like that. Like I was never like, I really want to be a mum. Like honestly, I only started embracing that while I was pregnant. It was weird for me to kind of suddenly jump into like being this mum figure. I definitely struggled with that. And then also you feel guilty because you're like, why am I worrying about myself? Like all I'm supposed to be doing right now is looking after my baby. And you are, but I don't think there's anything wrong with still wanting to do these things to feel like your old self. And over time, I think you just kind of adjust, you just find the balance. You know, you really get the hang of like being a mum, looking after your baby, knowing what your baby wants and needs. And as that kind of rises and you get more confident with that, I think then you also find the balance of being yourself again. Oh, I thought this was a really interesting question. Do you worry about how people will respond to Indy and you because you don't look alike? So this is weird because most people that I meet say that Indy looks like me quite a lot, but obviously I know she's very, very fair skinned and she's got blonde hair, and I don't know how that's happened. She's such a fair baby. So sometimes I am like, I wonder if people see me and her and they're like, they wonder if we're related, or maybe in real life she looks more like me. Maybe it's because it's on camera she doesn't, I don't know, but most people can see that like she's got my nose and she's kind of got my eye shape here a little bit and just other bits and bobs. It's weird because I hadn't actually thought of that much before. I haven't actually got that comment much that she doesn't look like me, so I didn't really know how to answer this question. Chris asks, mums often talk about the best things / moments. Since it's an honest Q&A, are you willing to share your lowest moment as a mother so far? Do you know what? It's really hard to think of one like particular lowest moment. I think like the first few weeks and months after she was born were the rockiest in terms of like how I was feeling, and I think I definitely had some sort of like PPD. I think I just should have given myself a proper break from working. I mean, I felt like I couldn't, but now like when I have another one, I will. So I think that was hard for me because I had a lot of guilt about like working, and I was like, am I a bad mum because I'm not with her right now? It's taken me a while to not feel guilty about working and not being with her. From the same girl, name 3 movies Indy has to watch when she'll be older, like movies you can't wait to watch with her. Harry Potter, but actually I kind of want to make her read the books first. She'll probably hate me for that. I won't force her, but I'll let her know that they're even better. Obviously all the Disney films, I feel like that's just a whole category in itself, like The Little Mermaid, Mulan, and Moana. I feel like she'll like that. The Notebook, I'd love to watch that with her, and like we both get really emotional and like her, aw, that would be cute. Oh, I liked this question. This is from Lahani. She asks, for the Q&A, in 3 words, what does giving birth actually feel like? By the way, I love you so much. You're a huge inspiration. Thank you. Horrendous, empowering, and emotional. Hello, I wanted to know how you adjust your intimate / sex life with your husband as new parents. Ain't asking, saying this in a rude way. Oh, she said, Indy is so precious, may God protect her. Thank you, that's so cute. I've had this question in real life as well. I don't think our sex life was that affected by it. Like obviously after you give birth you can't have sex for a little while anyway. I think it was like 6 weeks until everything kind of like, and you're both so exhausted anyway, like in the first few weeks you're just not thinking about that at all. I wonder who does it straight away. And I think it was a little while after as well that I felt sexy again, because I did not feel sexy for a while. Maybe it becomes a little bit less spontaneous because, you know, a lot of the times you're just busy as well. I thought this was a great one to end it on. Has your little one ever pooped on you? I don't think she has ever pooped on me. I think she's weed on me once or twice, like when she was quite small and I was holding her and she was naked. But what has happened is I've been taking her nappy off when she's done a poo. You know when it starts turning to like solid poo? And sometimes I'll take it off, but then it just like flops, it just like falls out. Oh, and it will touch my hand. Yeah, I've just had a few times of like the solid poo just falling. I hope you guys liked this video.